We are standing outside Chicago's Allstate Arena, and as you can tell, right next door to O'Hare International Airport, as we get ready for the renewal of the Griffins' longest standing rivalry. And against their most frequent postseason opponent, it's the Griffins and Chicago Wolves in the Central Division Finals, Game 1 tonight of this best-of-7 series. It's our game day preview presented by Michigan First Credit Union. While we tell you the Griffins and Wolves met in a 5-year span 4 times in the postseason between 2000 and 2004, and remarkably, it's been 13 years since they last played in the playoffs. And in fact, not since 2004 have they played, when the Wolves swept the Grand Rapids Griffins that year, thanks in large part to now longtime NHL goaltender Kari Lehtinen, who beat the Griffins in 4 straight, and a Griffins team that featured the likes of Yuri Hudler, Daryl Butlin, Derek King, Travis Richards, Matt Ellis, among others. Well, to continue putting into perspective just how long it's been, back in 2004, the Blackhawks missed the playoffs for the second of what would become 5 straight seasons, as their run of 3 Stanley Cups in 6 years wouldn't begin for another 6 years. And Barack Obama was a largely unknown senator from Illinois, while Nathan Page was a rookie with the Rochester Americans, and Joe Hicketts and Evgeny Svechnikov were just 9 years old. Well, we're inside Allstate Arena now, and just before we continue along, one more note of the changes since 2004. We didn't do game day previews back then, as you well know, thanks in large part to the fact there really was no such thing as YouTube or Twitter. And in fact, Facebook was just 2 months old. Nobody really even had heard of Facebook, but there were some college students at Harvard mainly that had some memberships. And speaking of Harvard, that's why we are here in Chicago, thanks to our Harvard alum, Cal Criscolo, and his overtime goal in Game 3, allowing the Grand Rapids Griffins to sweep the Milwaukee Admirals. Grand Rapids now is in the second round of the Calder Cup Derby for the 5th consecutive season. That's unparalleled success, matched since 2005 only by the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins, who advanced to the second round in 6 consecutive seasons. Well, for the Chicago Wolves, as far as the playoffs are concerned, they're kind of like the Detroit Red Wings of the American Hockey League. They last won a league title in 2008. Remember, that's when the Wings won their last Stanley Cup. After winning 4 championships, the Wolves did, from 98 to 2008. And since then, it has been a lean time for the Chicago Wolves. They've missed the playoffs in 3 of their last 6 years and 4 of the past 8. But overall, Chicago has earned a postseason berth in the combination of the IHL and the American League in 18 of their 23 years of existence. So the Griffins and the Wolves met 10 times during the regular season, Grand Rapids winning 8 of those, but keep in mind 3 were in overtime. The Griffins scored a lot of goals, though, against Chicago, 39 in those 10 games, so 3.9, including in 4 of the 10 games, they scored 5 or more goals against Chicago, and they also clicked at nearly 31% on the power play against the Wolves. So is there a psychological advantage, any kind of an edge that the Griffins players might be feeling going into this best-of-7 Calder Cup playoff series?
I don't know if that has too much to do with it. I just know we're a confident group. You know, we're good through 12 forwards and 6D and our goaltender, so you know, we just got to go out there and play.
Not really. You know, I think same as last series, it's a familiar team that we've seen a lot. You know, there were some nights where we were better, there were some nights where they were better, and you know, we're not looking at our regular season record too much. We got to get 4 wins here as quick as we can, and you know, that's the main goal. And nothing really above and beyond that.
Well, speaking of that power play, the Griffins struggled on that during their series against Milwaukee, going just 2 for 16, but boy, do they get themselves a big boost. At least that's the plan right now for tonight's Game 1 with the return of their leading goal scorer.
Yeah, for sure. You know, I'm very excited to start play the second round with the guys, and also, you know, they did pretty well, so kind of a little bit scary to jump in. You know, I want to make sure we keep rolling and doing the great things.
So with the return of Martin Frk, Axel Holmstrom, it is expected will not play tonight, as the Griffins now have, knock on wood, a full complement of players, everybody healthy and ready to go for what is going to be a whale of a series. Jared Coro, who was awfully solid in that first round against Milwaukee and seemed to get better each game, he'll get the start here tonight to begin this matchup with the Wolves. The broadcast from Chicago for Game 1 tonight comes your way at 7:35 on ESPN 961, and also don't forget, watch parties for all road games during the playoffs at the downtown Pepino's Bar and Grill. So head on down there with your fellow Griffins fans. Enjoy watching and listening to the game tonight here in Chicago. Thanks for joining us. Our game day preview and series preview against the Chicago Wolves has been brought to you by Michigan First Credit Union from the Allstate Arena. This is Bob Kaiser.